Good morning everyone, welcome to SSB Crack Exams. I am Sakshi and in this session we are about to discuss the daily current affairs as on 15th July 2020. So before beginning, as I always tell you, if you are preparing for defense exams, SSB Crack is best for you. It is a one-stop solution for all the major defense related exams like CDS, NDA, AFCAT, Territorial Army. For more details, please visit our website ssbcrackexams.com. There you'll find the entire package of courses, mock tests, quizzes and study materials. Please follow us on our social media platforms for defense updates and notifications like on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Telegram. Do not forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. You can also download our mobile app SSB Crack Exams from Google Play Store. So guys, let's start our session with the question of the day. So I asked you yesterday, what is the significance of National Intelligence Grid? That is also known as NAT Grid. So the answer for this will be the NAT Grid, that is National Intelligence Grid. It is an integrated intelligence master database structure for counter-terrorism purpose and connecting the databases of various core security agencies under the government of India and collecting comprehensive patterns. So these comprehensive patterns which will be procured from 21 different organizations that can be readily accessed by securing agencies round the clock. So talking about NAT Grid, it came into existence after the 2008 Mumbai attack. This attack also exposed several loopholes in the Indian intelligence gathering and action related networks. So hence the need for such agency was needed. So NAT Grid, it provides details relating to immigration entry and exit, banking and telephone details, and among others from a common platform to multiple security and intelligence agencies. It will also help the police and intelligence bureau to keep a tab on the persons with suspicious background. Also to help to identify, capture and prosecute the terrorists. So guys, this is all about NAT Grid. Let's move ahead with the first article that we have today. So this is relating to the digital guidelines, digital education guidelines, which were released by our Union HRD Minister Ramesh Singh Pokhriyal ji. He released the Gyata guidelines on digital education. So this guideline, it is to mitigate the impact of this pandemic. Schools will not only have to remodel or reimagine the way of teaching or learning, but also need to introduce a suitable methods of delivering the quality of education through a healthy mix of schooling at home and schooling at school. So this came after the pandemic as we all are facing. So HRD Minister emphasized on the digital education for the same. So Pragyata guidelines have been developed from perspective of learners and will focus on online blended digital education for students who are presently at home due to lockdown. So the guidelines, it stress upon the use of alternative academic calendar of NCERT. Okay, there will be an alternative academic calendar of NCERT, and this will be for both, for the learners who have access to internet or access to digital devices, and also for the learners who are having limited or no access to internet or digital devices. So under this, they have included 8 steps for online or digital learnings. And these 8 steps are: first to plan and then review and then arrange and then guide or yak or talk and then assign, track and then appreciate. So this is all about the digital education guideline, Pragyata guideline, which is introduced recently. Moving ahead, a very big news is there that India has been dropped out from Chabahar port deal. So yes, let me tell you first, the Chabahar port is the port of Iran. Okay, so Iran government, it has recently announced that it will proceed with the construction of the railway line linking Chabahar port with Afghanistan on its own. And the reasons that they have cited, that they said India did delay in funding and starting the project. So India has already invested $500 million and approximately, which is 3,700 crore in Chabahar project already. So the entire project was supposed to be completed till March 2020, and this project was aimed to connect the country with Afghanistan and Central Asia through a rail line from Chabahar port to Zahedan, bypassing the Pakistan. So I'll tell you everything regarding this. Before that, let me tell you a background. In May 2016, India, Iran, and Afghanistan. These three countries have signed a trilateral agreement, and this agreement was to build an alternate route to Afghanistan and Central Asia. And this deal also represented a strategic victory for India over China. Like, China has been completing to develop the port since very long. So this was seen as a strategic victory for India. So let me tell you how the strategic deal was. So this is India's Kandla port, okay, and this is Chabahar port of Iran, and this is Kabul, that is the capital of Afghanistan. So from India, there is no route for Central Asia. Okay, that, like, we can go to Central Asia only through Pakistan. So this route, this land border of from Afghanistan, this is not accessible. So only way to Central Asia is Pakistan, and which is not possible. So this was an alternative route for India to go to these Central Asian countries and to Afghanistan and moreover Europe after that. So this is how this route is important to India. So under this project, we can reach to Chabahar port through sea routes, and from Chabahar port to Zahedan, they were constructing railway lines. Okay, so let me tell you first about the Chabahar port. So the location of Chabahar port is in Gulf of Oman. As you can see it right here, this is Gulf of Oman. The port, it serves as Iran's only oceanic port, and it consists of two separate ports which are named as Shahid Kalantari and Shahid Beheshti. So under this, as I told you, India can bypass Pakistan in transporting goods to Afghanistan. Also, this project was going to boost India's access to Iran and the key gateway to international north-south transport corridor. And this international north-south transport corridor, it has sea, rail, road routes between India, Russia, Iran, Europe, and Central Asia. So as you can see, this port is geostrategically very important. Also, Chabahar port, it is important for India for countering Chinese presence in the Arabian Sea. So China is developing its Ghadar port right here in Pakistan, no? So this was about to help India to counter China's presence in the Arabian Sea. So we can discuss the probable reasons that why Iran has dropped out India from this deal. So when we talk about India Railway Construction Limited, it had promised assistance to the railway line project, but however, the work was never started as the United States imposed sanction on Iran. So after these sanctions only, India zeroed out its oil imports from Iran due to USA sanctions. So this is the reason why this happened. But there is one more probable reason that China might have given the better deal, and it is being said that China has given the 20-year deal to Iran for the development of the port and for the railway projects. So this is seen as the big loss to India. So anyways, let's move ahead. So the next article is Google is about to invest 10 million USD in India. So under this project, Google will invest mainly, and it will mainly focus on Digital India initiative of Government of India. Also, they have named this investment as India Digitalization Fund. This fund, like it will focus largely on small and medium-sized businesses, and this will help them to digitalize their journey. Apart from it, the fund will also focus on the areas such as enabling affordable access to internet and to the information of every Indian in their own languages, building new projects and services in the segments like customer tech, education, health and agriculture, empowering businesses, especially small and medium ones, to transform digitally. So this project is significant because it will fill the impeding gaps in the country's tech investments ecosystem after India's ban to Chinese technology firms. As you can see, the major competitors of Google in India like Amazon and Facebook, they are already investing in India. So that is how Google is also investing in the same. Moving ahead, next article we are having is about NABARD. So National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, it is about to give banks refinance of rupees 5,000 crores. This particular project is for the watershed development projects, and this will be spreading over 2.3 million hectares of watershed, tribal development and rain-fed areas. Also, the Development Finance Institution, they have earmarked another rupees 5,000 crore for turning primary agricultural credit societies, that is PACs, building blocks of the country's cooperative banking structure into multi-service centers. So another development will be happening in the PAC sector. Those primary agricultural societies will be transformed into the multi-service centers. Okay guys, now I'll be telling you the current COVID-19 situation in India. So as per 14th July 2020, the active cases are 3,11,565. The cured cases have reached to 5,71,459, and deaths have reached to 23,727. Okay, so it is a quiz time now. Try to answer these questions. The first question in front of you is Pragyata guidelines on digital educations are for. The correct answer is A, for school children. Chabar port is located in. So the correct answer for this is Gulf of Oman. We just saw. Okay. Next question is why India dropped from Chabar port deal. So you're supposed to answer what is the reason for India's dropping out of Chabar port deal. So your options are due to delay from India's side, and B, India's zeroed out its oil import from Iran due to USA sanctions. So the correct answer for this is both. Both are the reasons for the Chabar port deal. Okay. Next question is NABARD to give bank refinance of rupees 5,000 crore for which of the following? River development project, road development project, watershed development project, or farmers development. So the correct answer is C, watershed development project. Okay guys, now it is a quiz time and I am giving you a question of the day. So just tell me, what are primary agricultural societies? Try to answer this question in the comment section. We will discuss this in detail in the next session. Till then, you will have to stay tuned. I'll see you in the next session. Work hard. Jai Hind.